It is so easy to forget exactly where you came from, and when I say that, I'm not talking about a specific place, I'm more so talking about the person that you used to be. I feel like whenever we make a mistake, or whenever life isn't going as well as we think it should be going, the things that we really focus on are the present and the future. We focus directly on the present and really dial into the fact that we either made a mistake or things just aren't going the way that we wanted to. And because of that, we look deeper into the future on how that mistake is going to screw us over in the long run. But I don't think anybody ever focuses on the past. I don't think anybody really recognizes the fact that every single time you make a mistake, that's an opportunity to realize how much growth you've actually made as a person. And I think that everybody's pretty much aware of the fact that every single time you make a mistake, that's an opportunity to grow. But the one thing that I don't think a lot of people recognize is that you're never going to grow if you don't look into the past and realize how you've grown. Because if you're in the moment initially thinking that you're a failure because of a mistake that you made or because of the way that things are going, you're only going to regress further into a person that you don't want to be. Versus in that moment you realize you made a mistake, things didn't go your way, but you did grow from the last time that this happened to you. I think that gives you the motivation and the courage to actually keep on going and keep on trying to grow. And it puts you on the pathway to success because something that you're doing is clearly working. And you're never going to keep doing that if you don't realize that it's working. With any situation that you've been through, that you're going through, or that you will go through, if you're on the path of self-growth, I can guarantee that you're going to do a lot better than the past version of yourself. And when we forget this, it's so easy to become demotivated and just feel like things cannot get any better. But that could not be any further from the truth. I think that self-growth and self-development aren't things that you're going to notice instantaneously. Even after a while, you're not going to notice it instantaneously. I don't think you're going to randomly realize that throughout your day, but it's moments like this, specifically where you're faced with a similar situation that you really acknowledge the change that you've made as a person. And I'm going to speak for myself here and kind of give an example, but clearly I am not a person and I'm never going to be. I'm going to be making mistakes that I have to deal with. I'm going to be going through random unfortunate scenarios that I'm going to have to deal with, and it's not always going to be a pretty situation that I can reflect on the growth that I made, but all of that stuff is for a reason, and eventually I will recognize that growth. For example, I've been trying to get a lot better with my emotional intelligence, pretty much just understanding people better and putting myself in another person's perspective before I react based on my own perspective. And I can admit that in the past I was very reactive on situations. I was very emotional. And I think that this year I've been through a decent amount of situations that a past version of myself would have been very avoidant and distant to it, or honestly just snap and be reactive. But I don't know, I feel like this year I've been a lot more patient. And I know that I could never directly pinpoint where the shift happened, where I went from emotional and reactive to patient. But over time, as I went through more and more situations, in the back of my head I realized things have changed and I'm reacting to this differently. And I think that's telling of the work that we do as people. And I feel like a lot of people that prioritize self-growth can relate to that, because on one hand you feel like it's obviously because you're getting older and you're getting a lot more mature, but on the other hand you realize that there are certain adults that don't put themselves in other people's perspectives, that are emotionally reactive and kind of struggle with the same things that we've gotten better with. So I feel like that's very telling on the fact that working on yourself is working, and you're not the same person that you were a while ago. And I feel like there's always going to be that group of people on the internet, especially in that self-growth community, that feel like it's completely impossible to make a mistake. But in my opinion, this group of people do a lot more harm to themselves, because you're only going 3 steps backwards when you're beating yourself up over a mistake or over the fact that life isn't going how you want it to. You're mentally hurting yourself, and nobody wants to go through that. So honestly, just really acknowledge the growth that you've made. Even if it doesn't really feel like it, you're handling situations a lot better than you were a while ago. And if you're actively trying to improve yourself every single day, even every single week, then I can promise you that you're a completely different person than you were before. We all need to calm down and just give ourselves some grace, because we're all human, nobody's perfect, and we need to stop expecting ourselves to act perfect. Thank you guys for watching this video, and if you like this video, make sure you subscribe for more, leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.